It's the Draftsmen Show.
Yeah, I did 5 cons in 1 year, about 2013. It was
Whoa.
It was WonderCon, Comic-Con. There was the Kansas City Spectrum Animation Expo, and there's another one that's slipping my mind right now. But I also realized that you do 5 cons, and you're flying to some of these, so you're making arrangements, and they do increase income, but they don't necessarily increase income this week or this month. And so when you do that over a year, you recognize I've spent a lot of energy and money on going out and networking and socializing.
What are you talking about? They increase income, but not this week or this month.
Because it doesn't mean that you're going to, meeting with people that week or that month is going to bring
it's the networking, not the selling.
Yeah. Because the thing that one of the best ways to market yourself at the Comic-Con is, or I'm so used to saying the Comic-Con because that's the one I've already known, but in any of these conventions, at any con, I tell students that have never been to a con before, because they are often so discouraged when they go there and they see all of these professional artists, how will I ever be able to do this? Just enjoy it. That's the most important thing to do. Go there, enjoy it, make friends, and observe. If you are an artist, if you're a creative person, you will probably observe things. You will observe how exhausted that person looks and how that student there is trying to get them to give a portfolio, and you make a little note. I don't want to be that person. You can also look around at every booth and every person there and say, why are they here? They aren't here to give money. They're here to make money. And therefore, they're looking for what? Customers. But I'm here to make money too. Which ones of these people need people that need someone who can do what I offer? And if you didn't ever talk to anybody, but just walked around and observed that way, you are walking around in one of the most concentrated marketplaces for your interest that you could go to. So that's another thing. Just go there, enjoy it, learn and observe, and if you can, make friends. And one of the best things to do is make friends with other people who are at your level of pre-entry to the industry, because they're in the same condition as you. Got something to go. Where do you go to school? What are you doing? How are you doing this? And you are making friends with someone at that level. And here's the big secret. Do this several years in a row so that you start to expect to see those people there. And that way you are establishing relationships that are more real, more personal, than when you know somebody by their avatar and you know their work, but it's not the same as when you actually have met them. That tends to make strings that connect more for where you're going with your career. Now, everything that I've said there, I'm trying to boil down what I would tell you if I had 2 to 3 minutes. You're going to go to a con, enjoy it, look around and observe. It's a learning experience, and make friends.
I want to add to that, keep notes. Take notes. There's so much that happens.
Yeah.
Every hour you meet someone and you want to follow up with them later, write it down. Just take your phone out, start a little notepad, say Comic-Con 2019, and start writing everything that you want to remember, because by the end of that weekend, you're going to have a giant list. And of course, if you didn't write it down, you're going to forget many of them. So for me, taking notes throughout the weekend is huge.
It is a huge deal. And I have had so many times when somebody gave me a business card and I said, I'll remember this card and I'll remember your face.
Yeah.
And this has been such an important conversation. This has changed
25
my
cards
life.
later.
Yeah. And when it's all over, I can't remember what it is. But if I write on the card, there's another thing about business cards. Most of your stuff you're doing is electronic anyway. But if you do have a business card, make sure it's not glossy on both sides. Make sure it can be written on.
Right. Yeah.
And that way a person can make a little quick note, it's got your artwork on there, and they'll go to your website and they'll know who you know in common. That's something that's useful. But I've had times when I finished a con and I had a stack of business cards that was like that, just in a mound. And I got to get to them. I've got to get to them. I got to get to them. And after 2 or 3 years of them sitting there, I finally got to them. I didn't remember anything about them.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because there's another thing is if you're going to do the convention responsibly, you will collect other people's information, but you will also get it into your database and organize it.
Yeah. And follow up with people. Even if you don't think it's going to lead to anything, just write them an email and say, thank you. It was nice meeting you.
We are helping our students who are watching this podcast. We're enriching their lives.
Low, doo, 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 low, doo, 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 doo.